What's up? It's Lisa. Welcome in my kitchen. Today's video is going to be slightly different. I will not be doing a recipe. I will be reviewing this machine here. Maybe you have seen it in my previous videos. I use it a lot. It's the Froothie Optimum G2.1 Platinum series Vortex blender. That's a mouthful, but he deserves the title because this is a monster of a machine. So the blender is my #1 tool in the kitchen. I use it for practically everything. I use it for my smoothies in the morning. I use it for pancake batter. I use it to make vegan cheese. I use it for soups. I use it for pretty much everything. And if you don't hear a blending sound in my kitchen when you're at our house, then I'm probably not home or sleeping, because otherwise I'm in my kitchen blending stuff. I have crashed many blenders in my life because I use it all the time, and I did have some pretty decent brands and none of them survived my heavy usage. So at one point I went online, did some research and stumbled upon this little monster here, and it looked incredible. I mean, the design is awesome, and supposedly this was the most powerful blender on the market, and I was dying to try it. And I contacted the company, Froothie, and they were so incredibly nice to me, and they sent me one to try it out and do a review. So here I am, 2 months later. I have been using it daily for 2 months, and I'm going to tell you everything I know. When you order the blender, you get the machine itself, obviously, with a nice 2-liter jug and a silicone, I think it's silicone, I'm actually not sure, a sturdy lid and a tamper that you can use to get your stuff going. Very useful. And they also put in a nut milk bag to make your nut milks, and a little recipe book with 100 something raw food recipes. Not all of them are raw, but most of them are. There are pretty delicious recipes in there. I have tried some. I love the fact that the jug is large and that it's BPA free. I can fit 2 liters of smoothie in there in the morning, which can provide my entire family. I don't have to do my soups in portions. That is really convenient. There is a downside to it because it is really hard to make smaller portions of something. So if you're making hummus or nut butters, you have to make at least 3 cups or fill it like halfway up, and then you end up eating a lot of hummus that week. I heard that the Optimum G2.2 has a smaller jug available, so you have 2 sizes, which I think is more convenient. Inside there are 6 stainless steel really sharp knives, and the connecting parts are stainless steel as well, which I really like because those things used to break on my previous blenders a lot because most of them are plastic. And the base is the coolest and the most important part of the thing. I think the design is awesome, and I love the LED touchscreen on it. It has, I think, 6 different programs that you can use, if I'm not mistaken. The motor is 2800 watts, which is incredible. And if you're not sure what that means, it actually means if you put an iPhone in your blender, it will turn into iDust in 2 minutes. The regular blenders, the high power blenders that are on the market, are around 1500 watts. So you can imagine how powerful this one is. Okay, I'm ready to blend some stuff. I have fruits here. I'm going to make a smoothie to begin with, and all of these fruits contain a lot of seeds, and I'm going to add even more seeds to the smoothie, and then we'll see how the blender manages all that. First, I'm adding pomegranate seeds. This is an entire pomegranate. And these are grapes from my mom's garden. They have seeds as well. These are frozen blueberries and raspberries, and raspberry seeds are notoriously hard to break apart. So let's see what happens. Here I have nigella seeds, flax seeds and chia seeds. All of them are going in. And then I'm going to sweeten it with 2 bananas because all of these fruits are a little bit acidic. And finally, a little bit of water. I'm going to blend this for 1 minute on the highest speed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through a sieve to see how fine the seeds are ground up. So as you can see, all of the seeds fit through the sieve, basically. That's pretty impressive. Now let's have a taste test. I think the consistency looks really nice. It's quite creamy. So I do feel that there are seeds in there, but it's really fine. It's like a little bit of a sandy texture. I still think it's really impressive because none of the blenders that I ever owned have been able to do this. Next, I'm going to make the laziest tomato soup in the universe. I'm going to pop the tomatoes in a blender, all of them. I'm not going to cut them up. Half a teaspoon of whole peppercorns, a teaspoon of coarse sea salt, 1 large garlic clove, a handful of fresh basil. Okay, you have to look at this fella. He's eating my basil plant. I'm adding 1 medjool date for sweetness. I will blend this for several minutes, and the soup will get hot in the blender because of the speed of the blades. So I won't have to heat it up on a stove later. So look at how beautiful and creamy this soup is. For the last test, I'm going to try to make a nut butter using almonds and Brazil nuts. And I have to be honest with you, I have tried to make it, but I did something wrong, I'm not sure what, and it didn't work. So here, live on camera, I'm going to try one more time, and you are going to be the witness. So... Noah, je wilde toch helpen? So here's my little helper. He wanted to help me with the nut butter all day. And finally, the moment is here. We're going to do it together. Oh, that's okay. This is 3 cups of almonds, and this is 1 cup of Brazil nuts. Wil je de cashewnoten erbij doen? Ja. Okay, he says that we need to add cashew nuts. So we're going to add a little bit, like not everything, like that. That's all. Okay, let's close the lid, and I'm going to use the grind function or the grind program on it. Let's see. Here it is. And action. The nut butter turned out quite okay, but it's not the consistency of the store-bought butter. and I think I did something wrong. So I would suggest, if you make nut butter, either you soak the nuts overnight or for a couple of hours, or like I did, you add a couple of tablespoons of oil. I added coconut oil. Still, I think it's a little bit dry. Maybe I should have added more coconut oil. I'm not sure. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I am very happy with the blender. I think it's an amazing machine and very helpful in the kitchen. The nut butter needs a little bit of practicing, but I have seen people do it effortlessly, so I'm sure it's me. It still looks good though. I'm definitely going to make almond butter sandwiches later. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.